Hello, my name is P2G. I'm a Master Zenyatta player, and this is my coaching series. You asked on Reddit for a VOD review, so here we go. And the first thing I always like to talk about in any video is to focus on team comp, because I think that's really important, especially as you get higher and higher on the ladder. So let's look what you got. You got a Pharah, DPS. You got a Moira, healer. So you got 2 dive tanks. And then I believe that this is a Junkrat. So looking at that, first off, DPS combo is not very strong. You can't really do very good specific damage. You also have 2 dive tanks, and if you were a Lucio, you'd have dive healers, but it's okay. You do have a 2-2-2, which is good, but your comp is kind of all over the place with what you're going to be doing. And especially because it's a control point map, you want to have a concise comp, either dive or death ball, you know, whatever it is. Second point, if you have a Pharah, you pretty much want to play Mercy. I know this is ladder, so that might not be your first priority, but that's certainly something to think about as you go on. Either you or Moira switch to Mercy to just pocket her, because right now Moira Zen is one of the weakest healing combos other than Lucio Zen to heal Pharah. So she's not going to get much of anything out of this pick. Either she should swap or you should swap. Yeah, other than that, you don't really have like a, you know, you're not diving and you don't really have much protection for yourself. So it's just kind of an all over the place comp. That's not on you. There isn't a ton you can do other than picking Mercy to fix that. But that's kind of always the first thing to consider. But that's just my first little note. This is good. I like charging up shots. Zen, because of projectile, just always be shooting that stuff. Always be trying to get as many kills as you can, just kind of out of nowhere. That's one of Zen's greatest strengths as a support. Here's okay. I would have called Junkrat back, but again, solo queue, you're not going to be able to control him. I like the position, kind of playing a little away from your team, shooting your projectiles. You have no damage drop off, so there's no reason not to do this.
Moira's Discorder?
So right there, you could have healed your Moira. I don't know if it would have really mattered a ton because she did die, but like you can see right here, she's low right there. You try to get it on her and she dies. So just try and be as fast as you can about switching your orbs. Again, you saw your diva right there that was low, and instead of healing her, you try to deal damage, which I understand. You want to deal damages then, but you are a healer, so you gotta make sure your healing orbs are on high priority targets.
God damn it, he did it again!
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Again, so charging up right clicks is fine. Right now, you know they're regrouping, so you're probably not gonna get a whole lot of out of it, especially when your team's taking damage. Also, instead of shooting the right click, it's a little bit faster if you cancel it with your melee and then get a heal off. So that's something I think you should do a little bit more. So right there, you can cancel reload to heal. That's totally fine. Always cancel your reload to heal if you need to. This trans is okay. It's not super high value. Something really important to do as Zen, especially after you won that first fight, is hit tab. See what they have. See, you know, do they have a Genji? Do they have a Zarya? Do they have, you know, Roadhog? Do they, you know, see what characters they have, because then you can know, one, who you should be discording. I believe when this video was made, Mercy was still the strongest healer in the game. So discording Mercy is a high priority because killing Mercy wins you the game, basically, at this point. So one, know who you're targeting by hitting tab, but two, know what ults you can counter with your ult for like Genji or Zarya. Really, really strong against those. So you can know, is it worth it to save it for one of those, or is it better to use it in that situation? In the situation that you used it, I think you saw a few people getting low and you looked like you kind of panic ulted it. You already had Moira ult. Trust her to do the healing. See, yeah, you went into people that were already getting healed by her. That wasn't... You have a super high value ult. You need to play like that. You need to be aware your ult is huge value. You should only use it if you get huge value out of it. Right here would have been a better time to have it. You see everyone's low. They're using Roadhog ult. That would have been a better time for you to use it. Side note, you're putting discords out, that's fine. Your prioritization doesn't really, it seems like you're just discording whoever you're shooting, which is okay, but ideally you want to see who is monkey attacking, who is diva attacking, who is going to get hit by a junkrat or grenade, stuff like that, and try and discord that target rather than the one that you are attacking, because that can help them get the kill because they're in a more high danger, high risk situation than you are. So try and focus on where your DPS or where your divers are attacking and try to discord that target so that they can get the kill, get out, and get higher value out of it. So, and then also calling out who you're discording so that so that your divers know or your DPS know, hey, Roadhog's discorded, everyone should be focus firing Roadhog to kill him so you can switch your discord target. So just using comms to just say something, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be cluttering comms, but just every time you're switching it, Roadhog discord or Roadhog marked, or just say Roadhog, shoot Roadhog. I don't like saying discord all the time, it gets annoying, but just to call out targets that you're firing on or that are low or that you have discorded so that your team can focus, because focus fire is a huge thing on ladder that a lot of people are not very good at, and just that little bit of communication certainly helps with that. Other than that, it's not bad. So again, there you're shooting rather than healing. You ended up getting both off, so it's all right. Something else, something I've been told and definitely helped me climb is go for the risky plays. Right there, when you shot Orisa, you got that orb volley into her, but if you would hit her in the head, you kill her. If you have a discord on Orisa and you shoot a whole volley of your right click into her head, she dies. 100%, you get 100 to 0 an Orisa with a full volley into her head if she's discorded. So go for those riskier plays. That's how you're going to improve. Maybe every now and then it loses you a game because you missed a shot you otherwise could have hit, but you don't need to win every single game. You need to get better. That's the key. You would need to get better to climb. So going for those higher risk plays, going for those harder shots in the beginning might not work, but eventually you'll get there and you'll get better. That's why when I play, I always try to 1v1 tracers. I will try to 1v1 widows sometimes, not all the time, because widow has a huge advantage over you and it depends on her sightline and stuff. But always be going for those kind of risky plays where if you pull it off, if you can solo kill a tracer in the backline, for example, that's huge value. You just took out their tracer as a support, and now they don't have that backline presence, and it's a pretty easy cleanup from there. So go for that higher value play. Also, something else to think about is because of how Zenyatta's Discord ARB works, headshots are even more valuable because not only do they do double damage, they do double damage plus 30%, I believe, of the double damage. So versus just a body shot, that's just a 30% like addition to your damage. But if you go for the headshot, it essentially doubles it. So with a headshot and Discord, you get 60% bonus damage on your shots. So that's kind of something to think about. That's why the value becomes so huge with Discord orbs. So go for riskier plays. She ended up dying anyways, not a huge deal, but every little thing you can get better on will help you climb.
Are we in Overwatch League?
And it's also very, very satisfying to hit a full volley into a tank's head. That's okay, a little risky, but it's fine. I would say just have your team hold back on point. Overextending can certainly lose you the fight. Like right there, so you see right here, you don't even have Discord on the Roadhog. I don't know if you went for the headshot, but you hit it. And you'll see, I think you hit 4 of them without a Discord. And you can see he gets down to like this much health. You know, that's what, 50, 100, maybe 150 health. So you almost completely killed him by yourself because you hit your full volley of headshots. If you can do that consistently, you're basically taking someone out with every volley. That's huge, huge value. So that's the kind of risky play I'm talking about that you should be going for. And trying to get the Discord out, but obviously in that situation you couldn't. But you can see what I mean by how much damage you do even without Discord on them. So you almost took him completely out of the fight just through one volley. And, you know, you can see how much value that can have. This is fine. Again, slow on that heal. Again, it didn't lose you the game or anything like that, but it certainly could have been helpful. So the nice thing about King of the Hill is every round in between, you can adjust your team comp. You guys ended up winning that mostly due to their discoordination and inability to kill your Pharah as frequently as they should have. But you still have the same comp, the same kind of like half dive, half not dive, inconsistent damage, high burst damage, low consistent damage team. Still don't have a Mercy. So that's kind of something to think about. Right now you could swap to Mercy. I know when it feels like it works, you know, you're all good. But with the King of the Hill, you can swap it around. And maybe it works that time, maybe it doesn't work this time because they adjust properly, which I believe they do.
Yeah, let's go straight left.
So, yeah. You can also feel free to take charge of where you guys are going. It should be the main tank's job, but in solo queue it's not as ironclad.
Soldier behind!
So there you were a little slow. You heard the soldier behind you.
Soldier.
You can see, let's see, right here. Right here you just heard soldier. And then look how long it takes you before you call it out or say anything about it. Also, if you had turned around and headshot him with a clean 180, he's out of the fight. It's a free fight. You know, something you should work on, but that's a hard thing to do. So, not gonna, you know, fault you on it too much. But look how long it takes you before you call him out that he is there.
Soldier behind!
That was a second and a half, right? Like, that doesn't seem like a lot, right? A second and a half, it's not a huge amount of time, but in a game of Overwatch where someone can die, for example, from Tracer or from your right shot, headshot, volley, they can die before a second's even up. Your soldier, that soldier could have gotten a kill in that second. And so you just need to be like, you hear him behind you, before you turn, before you even see him, you know you don't have a soldier, right? Like you saw your comp beforehand. You don't have a soldier. His fire is very identifiable. As soon as you hear it, soldiers behind, soldiers on me, something of that sort, let your team know so that they can come peel for you. So you end up missing, you run away, that's okay. I mean, you call it out at least, but it's a little slow. So here, that's a little bit of an accuracy thing. Again, going for those headshots. See there? You called it out. You called out Zen. He dies. Good job. Continue to do that all the time, every game. Call out who you're targeting, who is open right there. He was in a horrible position. Call him out, free kill. Instantly dies. You don't have a waste of time killing him, and you can focus on other targets. So here, I think you say Diva, which is fine because you did Discord her. But you really want to instantly just switch it to Mercy because you see Mercy is pocketing McCree on the right side, and they are the much higher threats right now. So you need to be focusing like Mercy right, Mercy right, Mercy right. You need to be calling out where they are because they are the high priority targets. Diva is not really that much of a threat at the current moment.
Oh god, no, there's a McCree right there.
And you fix it. But it took a few seconds. It took, you know, this game is played second by second, so even taking that extra second gets you killed. Versus your team maybe could have helped you there if you had been a little bit faster. I know I sound really nitpicky because I am really nitpicky. I'm being really nitpicky, but that's how you improve. You find every single small, tiny, minuscule mistake that you make every game you play when you watch it back. Again, another thing, watch your videos back like this one, even without a VOD review on it. Just watch it back. You'll see how many mistakes you're making. And say, first game you play, you have 100 mistakes. And over the next 10 games, you fix half of those. Now you only have 50 mistakes. You watch another video of you have 50 mistakes still. You half those in the next 10 games. Now you have 25 mistakes. Continue that cycle. You're down to 1 or 2 major mistakes a game. That's 1/50th of your original mistakes. So slowly improving like that is also really important, and being just super critical, super nitpicky. That's how pros get to where they are. They don't think, well, you know, I could have done that better, but, you know, I didn't know. Could have done it better, should have done it better. I'll do it better next time. I'll remember this.
Fucked up bad. I fucked up real bad right there. Oh my god.
And you acknowledge it.
Get him, Farah. That's all.
But acknowledging it's half the battle. You know? Just saying, oh, I fucked up.
Alright, let's just
That's half the battle. You gotta also be like, next time I will do this. Next time I will get better. Next time I'll, you know, I'll know what to do. So here your team's kind of just walking around. You're not really pushing organized. You should say middle, right, left, wherever you guys want to push. Organize the team. This team's pretty receptive. So there again, right now you have your healing orb on Winston. Winston's not taking damage. D.Va's low. You should try and get it on D.Va. She ends up dying anyways, but it could have helped. You were a little late. You put it on the D.Va, and then your Winston died. Your healing orb's not that strong, but maybe it keeps him alive for another second. The more ult gets on him, he stays alive. So, so you see your team right here. Your team's in front of you. You then go off to your right completely alone. I know you're trying to back up, but instead of going to your right completely alone here, back up through that corner. You've already lost the fight. Call for your team to back up. Instead, you walk out here. You are an easy target for D.Va. D.Va can kill you pretty easily. You can hit her in the head pretty easily, but she'll probably kill you at the end of the day. So, and you call for regroup now. You should have called for regroup as soon as your first 2 tanks got taken out. You now have no front line. You've lost that fight. Back up. You're wasting time, especially in a King of the Hill map like this one. Regrouping quickly will win you the game. I like the right click. It's a good thing to do. Again, going for the headshot. Higher value, but you got the kill anyways. So, Ryan just got destroyed. It's not totally on you. He messed up his charge. So, again, the reason that you die here, so your Ryan's down. You'll see in the kill feed, your Ryan goes in, you're down, your D.Va's low, back up. Tell your team back up. They're already at 60% of their point. You can see that right here. Wow, this drawing is awful today. But you can see right here, you're at 60%, which means you have maybe one more good fight left, unless you take the point instantly, because that ticks up very quickly. So right now you need to get your team back, fully regroup. Rather than doing that though, you guys stay here. You're pushed up. You have no main tank for yourself. You tried to get D.Va to come back, but you just say regroup. You back up instantly. The reason they jumped on you, you're an easy target. Zen has no mobility. You were pushed up with no tanks. You had no DPS to heal you or peel for you. You're an easy target. You die, you lose. Here, you guys, so being up here is not great because if they choose to push up right now, you lose. You've lost the point. Ryan gets picked, Mara gets picked. You don't have enough time to get appropriate push back. You still have respawns coming in. Back up like all the way to spawn. Back up even past this choke so that they don't have a chance to pick you. And you can fully regroup as a unit, go in with a 6v6 push.
I feel like if we just don't charge in, that might be okay.
See, right? Exactly what I'm talking about. Scatter arrow, didn't even mean to do it. Wasn't an intentional thing. Would not have happened had you guys been behind this choke point. But because you are, now you're down your main healer. You only have you for heals. And you're at 85%. She'll be respawning and coming back right when point's about to be taken, which is a huge problem for your team. Also don't have res or mercy, so you can't take that back. There's no delete mistake button on your team. So again, Ryan charges in there, no real reason, no rhyme to it. You know, this ult's, again, it's not a super high value ult. It ends up being pretty okay. You did it to live, so totally understandable. I'm not going to harp on that too much. You also know that they have soldier, so saving it for soldier ult would be important there, but again, end of the round, not your problem. You end up winning probably mainly because of your ult, that's fine. Also, another important thing, especially since they added the UI at the bottom right of your screen, you know when people are low health. Use that to your advantage. You're like a radar system, right? If before a fight, you're just shooting out there, you're spamming Discord orbs, you see that someone's low, call it out. I know they have the people's actual player names there. I don't know why they do that. It should be character, like hero names. But either way, if you know, for example, if you have someone that has 200 health in your bottom right part of its shield, that's Zenyatta. Zenyatta is the only character that has that health profile, or a lot of its shield, I mean. That's, he's the only person that has that. So you can identify it through armor percents, health mount, and, knowing who's on their team. If they have a Reaper and they don't have anyone else, they don't have a Mei, and they don't have a Doomfist, and you have your Discord and you see it's 250 health, you know you're on Reaper, you see it's low, Reaper's low. Stuff like that, being aware of who it's on, who's low, calling it out, so that maybe one of your guys dives in there, gets a free pick. Stuff like that is important as you start to climb. Capitalizing on enemy mistakes is a big way that people climb. So right there, this shot you go for, I know these far range shots, they're hard, but you're aiming, so right now you can see you're aiming right here. A headshot would be aiming right up here. And if all three of these volleys hit in a head, you either kill someone or you get very, very, very close to killing someone, depending if they've taken any other damage. So that's another thing, going for that riskier headshot, that a little bit harder shot to hit. You get it, you maybe get a pick, stalls them out even more. Call them out. They're coming from right, guys. Like, your team is up on left, they're coming from right, you see that? Call that out. Your team's on left, you see them coming right. Soldier ult, call it out. Worked out. So right here. This time, you tried to go for it, it didn't work out. If you are more comfortable or used to doing a flick shot, headshot, charge shot, a lot of shots in there, but if you're more used to that, maybe you get that kill and you save pretty much the team fight right there. Just off of, because you're used to taking those riskier plays, you just won the team fight. That's what I'm talking about. The more you do it, the more comfortable you are with it, and the higher chance you have of succeeding with it. And as you see, it could have won you this team fight and pretty much made sure you didn't lose this point.
Nice! McCree behind! He's low! Nice!
So you try there. So you see your aim, you aim like here, right? You made mid center, right? In real life, that's a great place to shoot because one bullet there kills most people. In a video game, a little bit higher. Aim right for that head. Aim right for that sweet spot, and you hit these, he dies. Instead, you only get him half, and he kills 3 of you.
God. I had him too. Ult?
So, it ended up losing you the whole fight. That's, you know, it's how the cookie crumbles in this case. Here again, so you still have the same comp. This is Farah's better map. Of these 3 maps, this is her best one. I know you want to play Zen, I understand it. I feel I put the most value on Zen. Either ask your Moira if she can Mercy, or you yourself for Mercy for your Farah, because it's like the strongest synergy in the game, and it would really help her just be able to have a lot more impact in the game.
I think a good strat is trying to stay alive as long as possible.
It's pretty risky going on the bridge, you guys. I mean, unless D.Va eats it, you could have all died there, but... So they're on left, you see them on left, call left. Maybe most of your team knows it, maybe some of them don't. Always have your Discord out. So you have it on Winston right now, he's not in the front line, it should be on D.Va. You can't see her, I know, but that's who it should have been on from the start, especially if she's going to play more aggressively. There was a brief second there you could have gotten it on her, wouldn't have made a huge difference, but it might have. You never know. I like the spam shots. Again, you're like, so you'll see you start reloading and then you see him get picked right here, spam left shift. You can do it very quickly. Get it off there right now. Instead, it takes you about a second before you get it out there. Ends up canceling your reload anyways. It would have just been a little bit faster to do it like that. That was a good comm. Again, using that melee to cancel your volley saves you a little bit of time, helps you get those orbs out there. Call out D.Va on left. It works out. But because he saw, if he hadn't have seen, maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe she kills you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
See, you cancel your auto or your volleys when you don't need to, right? Like, there's not a ton of reason in canceling those. Yeah, your shots weren't going to hit anyone, whatever. It still takes your ammo, so it doesn't really matter. It affects your accuracy stat, the most pointless stat on Zenyatta ever, because you should be spamming pretty much all the time into chokes, into where they're going to be, into where they are, etc. Don't worry about accuracy. It's obvious you know that your melee cancels it, so use that to your advantage. It's a little bit faster than actually shooting, especially once you have more than 3 balls. Launching all of those takes a lot longer than the melee does to cancel it.
Diva, come in, come in. Are they going right or left?
See again right there.
Come in, come in.
You see, so you get the diva. That's okay, whatever. Pretty much right here, you should be melee left shifting instantly. Just a little bit faster. Getting her healed up a little bit faster. She can be in the fight a little bit faster. It's important. It's very small. It's very nitpicky. It's important. It will get you better. It will get your team to get more kills. It will improve your play, and it will get you to the next level you want to be at.
Right or left?
Bridge.
Zen's discorded. We gotta get that Zen. He probably has ult.
Yeah, that's a good call out. That Zen being over there, you could call him out to the right, but either way.
Need help on the other side of you guys, bridge side.
Diva went alone. That ult, so this ult, right? So you can look at the kill feed. You're down your diva already. You're about even though. Okay, so this ult, look around you. Who are you healing? What ult are you countering with this? Who are you healing from the brink of death with this ultimate? As far as I can tell, nobody. Nobody's low. The Roadhog messed up his combo somehow, so Junkrat barely took any damage. Moira got her left shift, she's out of there. You're already down in the fight. You don't need to use an ultimate here. You just need to stall out this fight to keep percent. You're already at 45. If you are able to stall this out to 55, 60%, you get one more retake. You only need to win one more half-assed fight from the enemy team to be able to win this game. Instead, you blow your ult. Again, Zenyatta ult, super high value, super good for countering. You use it here, you get very, very little value out of it.
Hide, no!
And your team ends up dying. Anyways, it didn't save the fight.
Hog really low.
So here, you're kind of, you should be tracking his head. Hog has a fat head. He's got a huge head. Hog, Orisa, Winston, Reinhardt, all of them. They got huge head hitboxes. Focus on that. You can destroy a Reaper, or a Roadhog with a headshot. Instead, you're going back and forth. You're not tracking where he is. You're way to his right here. You can see your crosshair. It should be here. It's scary. He can one-shot you, but do as much damage as you can. Build that ult up. Building damage is one of the best ways to deal damage. To build ult charge.
Hog really low.
You end up killing him because you get that last headshot. Could have been a little bit faster though. You could have gotten it a little bit better. So you've already lost this fight. You guys are stalling it out. That's good. This is what you should be doing. But you used your ult. So you're pretty much already at a disadvantage. You're probably already going to lose the fight. They valked. That's good. Again, you're down your ult now. For no real reason. You didn't win the fight. It didn't really help stall the fight out much longer than it would have been. Blaming people, like right there, you blamed someone for not dealing enough damage.
It's not doing enough damage.
That's not necessarily the problem. You have a Junkrat and a Pharah. They're both probably dealing a lot of damage, but their damage is splash. Their damage is not focused on one target. Your tanks aren't diving uniformly, and you're not discording who they are diving all the time to help them get the kill. So the problem is not, you're misdiagnosing the problem is what I'm saying. It's not that no one's dealing damage, it's that you're not focusing your damage on one target, killing them, and then moving on to the next target. As well, asking that is just, I wouldn't call it toxic, but it could definitely tilt people. You're putting blame on someone else. You can't really blame anyone else in this game. I know it's a 6v6 game, but you can't worry about your team. Big thing, never worry about your team. Your team can do whatever the hell they want to do. Focus on getting yourself better. always be focusing on yourself and how you are playing. You, as I pointed out, have made plenty of mistakes in this game. Maybe the rest of your team has too. Still, don't, you know, if you're going to say something like that, maybe you can say, hey, can one of you guys swap to McCree or Soldier? You know, we need a little bit more focused damage, or Tracer. You know, we need to be dealing a little bit more focused damage. Something like that, something more constructive, something that's actually beneficial. Right there, you're just putting blame out there for everyone to take. No one's going to swap off of it. It's not going to change anything. You're just making people feel bad, basically, for no reason, and it's not going to help the team.
Damage.
Watch out for hooks into the...
Another said it's mostly just due to your comp.
Let's go left. Let's all go left.
Yeah, yeah. That's gonna
Good
be
call
lost.
by him to go left. But now you're wasting time by doing that little back. You call left, your team calls left, someone starts questioning it, and you say, no, go left, go left, go left. Even if it's the wrong call, you're wasting time, and in this game mode, it's so bad. A lot of game modes, but in this one especially, it's so bad to be wasting time. Every second you waste is another point they get towards their win. So you call left, half your team's already halfway through left. You stop, you go back to right. That's maybe 10 seconds, 10% that you've now given them for nothing. Nothing happened. They didn't get a pick. There was no reason for it. So just call the hard left.
I know. I was fucking charging up.
Again, another time you could have canceled with a auto. Or melee, I mean. That was a good ult by Pharah. Now at this point, just say no ults. No one else needs to ult. It's a waste. You almost have your ult again.
Nice.
Which is really good.
I have ult.
Having it for next fight is huge. You need to win this fight, basically. So you should not be pushing up, especially with Roadhog Hook. Any one of you could get picked by that pretty easily. This is the fight you need to win.
They're coming left side.
Try and stay a little more with your team here. You kind of go
Zen's
off
by himself.
alone.
Let's get this Zen. Let's get this Zen.
Don't push out too far. Just leave him. He's already low. He's gonna have to go heal. Again, another ult. No, like, yeah, Ziva got low. She's out there. It's really tempting to go heal that, but just put your orb on her. Let her die if she has to. Save it for when 2 or 3 of your teammates are low around you, and you save all of them to win the fight. Rather, you use it here to not. You don't counter an ult with it. You try to heal one person. Your ult really should barely ever be used to only heal one person, unless it's maybe like a Reinhardt swinging into a group of enemies and he's about to have Shatter and he wins the game off of it. That's one of the few times you should use your Transcendence to save one teammate. So, another low value trans. Didn't really do a whole lot, didn't counter an ult. Even transing into that dragon would have been a higher value in case anyone was to get picked by it. Again, here, you're not tracking him. You missed 4 shots. All of those would have helped in killing him. You're going for body shots instead of headshots. Should be going for headshots. You guys end up taking it anyways, but yeah. So overall, I know I nitpicked a lot, and a lot of the stuff that you did not play poorly. The fact that you have gold healing is suspicious, especially if it's only 8k after 3 rounds. Moira should be getting 10k within 2 rounds if she's playing competently, but that's not here nor there. Don't focus on that. Focus on yourself. I know I just pointed it out, but still. Focus on yourself. You did pretty well. Go for the riskier plays. Go for the headshots. Go for those high impact frags. Call out enemies more. Call out people when they're low. Call out people when you've discorded them. Focus on discording high priority targets. Focus on discording people that your tanks or divers are already attacking. And don't say unconstructive things like who's not dealing enough damage. Instead, try to constructively say, hey, can one of the DPS play, you know, McCree, Soldier, Tracer, someone that has more single fire consistent damage. Team comp, you probably would have done better with a Mercy, with the Pharah. I understand if you don't want to play Mercy, you could maybe ask Moira if she wants to play it, or just ask Pharah if she maybe wants to play something else since you don't synergize well. Do that in a non-toxic way. Do it in just a question way. Just a, hey, do you mind this? No? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. So, overall though, certainly not bad. You only had 5 deaths. I think like 3 of them were pretty much your fault. Just mispositioning. 2 of them weren't. You just lost the fight, but overall not bad. Just work on halving all the mistakes you made this game. And if you want to send me another one, I'll do the same thing. Hopefully there's less mistakes, half those, etc. Keep on going. Rewatch your own videos, point out your mistakes, get better. So that's pretty much all. Try and get your heals out a little bit faster. Sorry, that was just a little cliff note. Just thought about it right now. Heals need to be a little bit quicker on your teammates. Cancel your volleys with your right click if you have more than 2 orbs. It's faster. But all in all, certainly not bad. Yeah, let me know what you think.